Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our subscribers and welcome to anybody who's watching, whether you're a subscriber or not. So today we're going to kick off a project which I'm actually going to do in 3 parts. It'll be far too long to make it in one go, I think, and I don't think the battery would hold on my camera to do it in one go. So what we're going to do, I've been collecting over 2 or 3 months actually, some Krispy Kreme boxes. These ones are boxes that hold four donuts. And what we're going to do, we're going to make a little chest of drawers. Now I'm going to use mine to put my watercolour paints in once they're finished, once the boxes are finished, or the cases are finished. So what we're going to do, they will all be boxes that contain 4 donuts. And you don't have to use these ones. And Krispy Kreme are not paying me to do this. This isn't sponsored. It's just that these are the boxes that I happen to have. This one, as you can see, is way back from Christmas. So it's been hanging around my kitchen for over a month. So it's about time I used it, and so are the others. So we're going to do this, as I say, in 3 parts. And so we're going to start by making the case for the drawers. Each little case will hold 2 drawers. And when we come back next time, which will hopefully be tomorrow, it might be the following day, it might be Thursday at the time of recording, but I'm hoping I can get it recorded in time for tomorrow. And I'll show you what we're going to use to make the drawers and how we're going to make them. So the first thing you need to do, obviously, is make a gap for the drawers, because the box lids come down like that. So what I've done, I've already made a little bit of a start just to make the video go a little smoother. And I've cut off the front part here. I've just cut off this front part here. And what I'm going to do, if I can find my scissors, there they are. Oops. I've got things prepared just to the side, and some of them have got adhesive on them, so it's probably going to stick to me, but never mind. So what we're going to do, if I can get that under the camera, I'm just going to cut off the top part, or the flap actually, of the lid, but we're not going to remove the lid. We're just going to remove that flap. The flap that comes over that acts as the closure, or provides the closure. And we're just going to, as you can see, it says there, 4 donuts. So we're just going to cut across there, like that. It's a bit difficult from this angle, but I think we can get it in. And I've got I usually have my bin at my side, but it's on the other side, so put it over there for now. So it might end up on the floor, but that's okay. So the next thing we need to do, we need to stop this from opening, because now we've got the lid and we've got the gap, and that's the gap where our drawers will go. So what I'm going to do, it'll stay shut anyway because we're going to cover it in a moment. But what I'm going to do, I've just got some sticky tape up on my top part of my desk, and what we're going to do, we're going to put some sticky tape on there like that. Oh, sorry about that. My hand was so close to the stand, I knocked it. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to put some more sticky tape, or another piece of sticky tape, I should say, on the other end. So we're just going to put it on the front, what would be the front and the back part. And I'm just going to very quickly spin that round. I wonder if I can, no, it won't go out any further. Okay, I thought I might be able to send it out a bit further, but it's as far as it'll go, so we'll manage. So, and I'm going to, which means I'm going to knock the camera from time to time. We're going to do that again, just stick it down like that. Whoops. And that was the sticky tape falling off of the chest of drawers that's on my desk. That wasn't made with donut boxes, that was a pre-made one. And I'm going to put that there and stick that down like that. So then we've got a box that looks like that's open at the front, and eventually our drawers will slide in there, but we will do those in the next video. So the next thing we need to do, we don't want it looking like a donut box, so what we're going to do, we're going to cover it. Now this is the bit that could get tricky and it could get messy. I've got some clear PVA glue. Now I don't need my scissors anymore, so I'm going to pop them in my caddy, which is just over there. So what we're going to do, I've already cut this down to size. I've got some beautiful shiny paper, and what I did was I measured it round 3 sides, the 2 short sides and the long side, and I just put the box on it like that on the other side, marked with a pencil, and then did it all around all three sides. And what I'm going to use, I've got some clear PVA glue in a little pot here, in an old pot. Probably the old party bowls that you use for putting party snacks in. And what I'm going to do, I've got an old paintbrush. This is an old house painting brush. In fact, it's quite stiff because I've used it so much. I use it for decorating, which is what you're supposed to use it for. I use it as a glue brush. This is my much used and much loved brush. It was one of my dad's old brushes actually. I've had it for years, but it still holds its shape and it still does its job, so I can't complain. And then what we're going to do, we're going to start... That wasn't supposed to happen. It's all right. It's stuck to something that's got double-sided tape on it. But that's okay. We're okay. I think we'll get away with it. So, doesn't matter how long the desk is. There always comes a time when you need more space. So I'm going to start that side. And I would strongly recommend you use glue for this. Because if you use tape and you don't get the paper where you want, you are going to get into one mega mess. So I would strongly recommend you use glue, and standard PVA glue would be fine for this. This is actually, I'm just using clear PVA, but you can use whatever PVA glue you've got. And I'm going to wrap it around the back like that. Hopefully you can still see. And what I'm doing, I'm putting my hand in through the base to hold it down so that I can just pop that on like that. We'll line it up in a minute. Bring that round and just smooth that down like that. And what we're going to do in just a minute is we're going to cut the corners and we're going to fold it over so that it folds over the top. And then we will, actually I do need my scissors again for that. So that's the next thing. So now we've got it covered on the back and we've got it covered on the sides. And this, you don't have to use shiny paper. I would recommend using wrapping paper because there's lots of it and it'll cover your boxes very, very easily. And I am going to just cut at the corner like that. Just a simple cut like that. And I'm going to go to the other corner with the other side. Whoops, sorry. And cut like that. And then what we do, I really don't think we need the scissors anymore. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my pot of glue again. And we are going to just put some glue. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to see if I can come forward a bit so I don't keep knocking the camera. But what I do want to do is make sure you can still see what I'm doing. And I can't put the camera any higher because the stand won't go any higher. I did try. And we're going to just push that down like that. Push the two opposite sides down. You can do it the other way if you want to. I just find it easier doing it this way. I have made so many of these. Sometimes I use them as boxes. Sometimes I make them into drawers. But I have made so many. And they're really, really useful. And I am actually, do you know what I am going to use the scissors just once more? Just to cut off the overhang, or overlap, whatever you want to call it. So the bits that hang over, we're going to just cut those off. And we have actually got a couple more bits that are hanging over. And that's at the front here. So if I push that back so I don't keep knocking it. So I'm just going to cut that, and there's a tiny bit there. I don't even know if it'll... Do you know what that bit is? So tiny. I was going to try and tuck it in, but it's so tiny. I'm just going to trim it off. So that's what you need to do. There's going to be a bit of trimming as you go along, tidying up, but that's fine. And I think we'll do the same. Well, I think I'm just going to cut that off. It'll be a lot simpler. So we're going to cut that off. We could have folded it. That one was actually long enough, just about, to fold in, but we won't worry about that. So I'll keep my scissors there just in case I do find that I need them again. Now that's going to stick to that whatever I tell it to do. Now there's one more thing we need to do to the top to stop it looking like a donut box, and that's to get our glue again. And this glue will make this box. These boxes are quite flimsy, as you probably know if you've brought donuts in a box like this. The boxes are quite flimsy, but putting the glue and the paper will actually strengthen it. It'll make it stronger. So that's always good news, especially if you're going to use them for something. And so what I've done with this, I've cut it a little bit smaller so that there's no overhang. So when I've cut it, it's more or less the same size. So we're going to just sit that down like that. And now we have a very shiny drawer case that is shiny all the way around and on the back. And we've got a nice drawer case in the middle, but we're not quite done yet. So you could leave it like that if you wanted to. Now I don't need the glue anymore. But, oh, it's all right, it's not in the way, I'll leave it there. I was just wondering whether I needed to move it, but perhaps I'll put it over there with all the other scraps. What I am going to do, that was the same size actually, it wasn't smaller, I do beg your pardon. I was thinking ahead, because now what we're going to do, well, you could, as I say, if you wanted to, you could use pattern paper and you could leave it like that, but because my others have got wood grain paper on it, that's what we're going to do with this one. So we'll leave the top till last. I have got 2 pieces for the short sides, 1 each for the short side. So we'll deal with that top part in a minute. And what I've done is I've made it 1/2 inch shorter. So if it, for example, if it was 8 inches, I've made it 7.5. And if it's 2 inches, I've made it 1.5. So I've done 1/2 inch smaller all the way around. And I am going to just pop that. I've got double-sided tape on the back, which you can't see terribly well, but it is there, I promise. In fact, that one's overlapping, so I'm just going to bend that back. It was just an overlap of double-sided tape, which I'm going to bend back. And we are going to stick that. Yeah, that one's going to stick to my hand, but that's all right. So we are going to stick that on that side. We could have made that just a touch wider actually, but it doesn't matter. As long as it's got a strip that looks like wood grain, it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to put another strip on that side, turn it round, and I've got another strip to put on the back like that, and that's all with double-sided tape. So I'm going to spin it round again, and the last bit for this section, I have cut a piece for the top, and again, this is 1/2 inch smaller all the way around, so that it leaves just a tiny border of your wrapping paper. If you don't want to leave a border of your wrapping paper, then make it the same size. So there we are. That's it for today. That's day 1, if you like. And so you've got the inside ready for your drawers to go in. You've got the case. You've got this beautiful shiny, if you're using shiny, and I'm sure it'll be beautiful whatever you use. But I would recommend you can use your 12 by 12s if you wanted to. But if you use your wrapping paper, it's easier to measure it out and just wrap it round. You don't have to cut it and fold it and things like that. So you can do it in one go, especially this bit. You can do it in one go. So I would strongly recommend you use wrapping paper. And you can use any wrapping paper you like. You can use the brown parcel paper. You can use whatever you like. Use what you've got at home. And there is our case. I've actually left the bottom so that we can still see what it is. I might cover it later, but I don't usually, to be honest, because it sits on the desk, so no one can see the bottom. So there we go. There is the casing to our little chest of drawers, or our little set of drawers. And I will be making 2 drawers to put in there next time. Hopefully, I'll have it ready for tomorrow. But if it's not up tomorrow, let's go for it. Let's be bold. It will be up tomorrow. Somehow, it will be up tomorrow. So I shall, at the time of recording, it's coming up for lunchtime. So after lunch, I'll record the video for tomorrow. So you will get a video tomorrow. That I won't make you wait. That's cruel. And we'll make the drawers to go into our little case here. So I hope you've enjoyed that first part of our project. And I will see you tomorrow with part 2. And until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber but you've enjoyed this video, please do hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell and then click the all button. And then you won't miss any video that comes up, especially if you're following this particular series. So I will be back tomorrow with part 2. So until then, thank you again for watching, everybody. Take care, have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.